We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie.
Hey guys, Mike here with We Watched a Movie. Just got done watching Ozymandias. I guess that's how you say it. It's the latest episode of Breaking Bad. It's going crazy as you expected. There's only 2 episodes left after this one, so just go straight into it. First off, the way last week's ended, you were just like, holy shit. I can't believe I just watched that. Someone's gonna die, you know. And so you go in and watch, this one comes on, they show this weird flashback, which is kind of strange, of one of their first cooks, and it doesn't really give anything away, except for you just don't know what's going to happen. So then we go back into the desert, and we're back at the shootout, and obviously Hank's partner's dead. You knew that somebody had to go, so initially that wasn't that big of a shock. You're like, okay, maybe they just took out, you know, the least biggest character that was in that exact moment, but Hank's got a bullet in his leg, and you kind of think for a second, oh, Hank's going to get out of this, at least for now. But no, that's really sad, man. But he went out in a good, strong way. I think they handled his death well. He still had his personality. He was still, you know, a cop. He was still DH, and he was still Hank. You know, he never begged for his life or anything like that, or never did anything shitty. That one moment where he told Walt, he's like, "You're the smartest guy I know, and you're still too stupid to see." Plus, before he got to die, as much as he hated Walt, he got to actually see what Walt was willing to give up for his life. So I mean, there's this kind of thing, like you get this tiny little, I don't know if you'd call it, tiny little bonding moment between the two of them, but at least, you know, Hank died knowing, you know, his brother would have done anything, literally given up anything to save his life. So I guess that's cool. I mean, not to get cheesy or deeply emotional about it or anything, but it fucking sucks that Hank died. So then you go on, and he's like, that one scene scared the shit out of me. I could not believe what I was watching when he was like, they go and they take all of his money, and you're just like, oh damn. And as soon as Todd's uncle said, you know, we're gonna take his money, they started digging up the money. I immediately, that's what the fucking machine gun is for. They take his money, they killed Hank, even though he begged him not to. They drive off, and he's going to let him go so they can live, and then he goes and takes some of that money, buys a machine gun, gets the ricin. Maybe the ricin was to put in a meth that they're going to make Jesse cook. I don't know, we'll get into that, but that's what I figured it was for. He was just going to go after all of them. Anyways, Jesse's laying under the car, and he's just so pissed that Jesse brought all this shit on him. He's finally just done. I mean, beyond done. Like, he's cool with, he's like, he wants him dead now. He wants him not just dead, but he's cool with him being tortured so they can find out what he knows. He's just fucking done. But when he pointed out that Jesse he was like, found him, I was like, oh my god, holy shit. I really thought they were gonna kill Jesse for a second. When he looks up and you saw those 2 birds, I was like, that's it. You're about to hear the gunshot. I was waiting for it, and I was so bummed out. They didn't, but it was, I mean, that was, how amazing is the, again, it's the writing and the direction in each one of these episodes. That one shot where he looks up and sees those 2 birds there was fucking brilliant. I mean, they really sell this shit. But so they take him and they beat the shit out of him and they torture him like you would expect them to. And he tells him, I saw, I can't remember her name, he's like, but he tells you, I saw that, you know, the girl you were in love with die, I watched her die, and confesses it. And of course Jesse's like, the same face he always has on, because bad shit's always happening to him. A lot of it's brought on by himself, but you know, I mean, Hank's dead. And immediately you're thinking, oh, Marie's gonna lose her shit. So they go back, and I'm not gonna lie, I know it's wrong and everything, but I was kind of loving it when Marie pulled Skylar aside, and she was sitting there all hoity-toity, and she's like, yeah, I just want you to know that, you know, just giving her shit and like being all hoity-toity and shitty to her. First off, regardless of how you feel about her husband just got arrested. She's already been through all this shit, all the shit that she's gone through, and you're gonna sit here and like rub it in her face? And how does it even affect you that bad? Like, you're the least affected person by all of this. Hank, yeah. Everybody else, yeah. But you're probably, as far as the family goes, you're on the bottom of the totem pole of people who got their lives fucked up through this whole thing. So, and she's the whiniest about it at the same time. So she pisses me off, and I'm not gonna lie, even though I absolutely hate the fact that Hank's dead, when she was sitting there acting all uppity, I was like, I can't wait till you find out that you're totally fucking wrong about all this. Even though, you know, it still sucks that Hank died. But so they go back, and that stupid bitch goes and makes Skylar tell her son everything, just out of the blue. It's like, make him take all that shit in at once, and of course he goes bad shit about it. And Hank goes back to the house, and he's like, you know, everybody, come on, get your shit together. The whole time I was watching that scene, I couldn't help it. I was thinking, yeah, guys, get your shit and go. Quit asking questions. Get your shit and get out of the house. Don't you know by now? Walt means business. I guess that one line that their son said to her in the car on the way, like, if you knew about this, then you're just as bad as he is, sunk into Skylar. So she grabs the knife and she tells him to get out and get away. Also the fact that she thinks that, you know, he killed Hank. And I don't know. That was really weird. For a second, I mean, it's like the producers and the writers of the show know exactly what everybody's like theories are. Is Walt gonna end up killing his wife? Is this gonna end up happening? You know, it's like they do that and they just toy with you. I mean, it's amazing how they write and do this show. But yeah, for a second there, I thought Skylar was gonna die, or that when they were fighting with a knife, they were gonna kill his son, which I would have hated that. But then when they force him out, and I don't really understand why the son called the cops on him. I mean, I guess I do because of everything that was going on and everything. But it's not like he was threatening her. I mean, he was just trying to stop her from stabbing him with the knife. But he immediately was like, yeah, he's trying to stab my mom. He said he pulled a knife on my mom. So I'm not sure why he did that. I guess it's just all the crazy shit that's going on. But when Walt grabbed the baby, I could not believe my shit. I was like, oh my God. Now you're in deep shit. That's Amber Alert and you're completely fucked. So that was crazy. I couldn't believe it. That scene was just, again, from the last episode, these scenes are so fucking intense, like you almost can't handle watching it. You're like, I need to turn this off and walk away from it for a little while because there's just too damn much happening. But it's just amazing. I can't believe this show gets better and better with each episode. And then so he goes in a little bit, and then, you know, the baby's asking for her mama, and Walt does the right thing. He takes her to the fire station so that, you know, she can go back to her family. But that conversation, well, I mean, more genius writing when he calls and the FBI's there and he's like, yeah, you didn't know anything about this. You know, you're a stupid bitch. I think part of him meant that because that she never really gave him the credit he felt like he was due because of all the work he put in, even though it was all legal and wrong. He still, like, built this whole thing. And I think part of that was, like, real. But on the other hand, I mean, it's obvious Walt's trying to... He knows that the cops are listening, and he's trying to unincriminate Skylar, which is amazing writing. The way he does it is amazing. It's not just, like, this cheesy, like, twist. I mean, the words he says, like, the intensity about it, when he's crying the whole time. I fucking love this show. This is the greatest show of all time. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I think after this episode, unless they completely ruin it with the last one, just replace The Sopranos as my favorite TV show of all time. I fucking love it. So, then Walt goes, and he goes to the same place that Jesse was at. The van pulls up, so he's paid the $100,000 or $500,000 or whatever it was to have his life wiped away and walk away completely. I can't believe he's leaving Skylar and his son, but at the same time, he has no other choice, you know. But you just know that things can't end well, because I don't see Walt as the type of guy who can just live on knowing, like, every single day that he left, you know, Skylar and his kid behind. I don't think he could ever be at any sort of peace with that. He's just not the kind of guy that would be able to do that. So, I wonder what the significance, what do you guys think the significance was of as soon as he got in that van, he looked directly at the rearview mirror? Like, I know the show has its little tricks and stuff. What do you think they were trying to say? And what do you think about my idea about that's what the machine gun was for, going after them and taking them out? What do you think is going to happen to Jesse down there? They chained him up to that thing, and they're going to make him cook for him, obviously. And they put a picture of that girl so he would do it. And they're going to keep him basically as a slave meth cook. Do you think that the ricin could be, maybe Walt some weird way ends up teaming up with Jesse again to take these guys down? And I'm Mike from We Watched the Movie. Click that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next week.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie.